The following is a production of Fenix Media. The views expressed do not necessarily represent those of the company or its advertisers and may contain language that's unsuitable for younger listeners.
Laugh it up, fuzzball.
I'm about to do to you what Limp Bizkit did to music in the late 90s.
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
Here goes the last DJ.
Gentlemen, I wash my hands of this weirdness.
Welcome, everybody, to a brand new episode of the Kristian Fenix radio show. It is Thursday, April 15th. We are your daily dose of laughs and levity in a crazy, crazy world. I'm joined by my co-host, Mr. Tony Sanfilippo. Tony, how you doing today?
Good morning, everybody. I'm doing great. It is another wonderful day. I guess I'm doing good. It's so early, so it's hard to tell how I'm really doing. But good, buddy. How
Just
are you?
Out of bed, you know.
Yeah, I haven't been up very long.
That's all right. You know, we'll still have fun. But regardless, you know, let's go ahead and kick things off the way we do each and every day with a question for my co-host. Tony, quick and easy one. What is your favorite board game?
Quick and easy board game. That's a great question. I don't know.
A Scrabble guy? Are you a Pictionary, Scrabble, or Sorry?
I guess I haven't played a board game in so long, probably Monopoly, but I haven't played a board game in a while. Usually it's card games is the ones we stick to, but
all right.
If it's board game, we'll say Monopoly.
All right. So you like Monopoly, you don't love Monopoly, but if you absolutely loved it, how would you maybe memorialize your love for that game?
This is just going to go off the rails and go something crazy. So I don't know how I would do it. So just, gosh, I know I'm not supposed to say I don't know, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how I would do it. Well, I'm sorry. I know I got to come up with something zany and wacky, but I just don't have anything on that one, man. Sorry.
Well, all that goes to say that a couple were left stunned after pulling up an old carpet in their home and finding a huge Monopoly board painted on the floor. The popular
Interesting
had been painted on the floor years earlier by the previous owners. And I'll post the article, but it's literally probably a 10-foot by 10-foot board. It's massive. The current homeowners took a photo of the board, which features the popular London properties and rail stations from the family favorite game. It even has the community chest, chance, and a jail. The discovery was an unexpected surprise by the couple and was shared online by their son-in-law. Taking to Reddit, he wrote, "While tearing up their carpet, my in-laws found a giant Monopoly board. His post has racked up more than 8,200 upvotes and 1,300 comments. It turns out that the massive floor games were once popular decades ago. One Reddit user wrote, "It was a style for playrooms back in the day." Another said, "Showed this to my wife and she reminded me that there's a whole neighborhood near us built in the mid-50s that has a game board painted or tiled onto their basement floor. Seems to have been a selling point or something." A third commenter, "I'll never forget, always wanting one of these when I was younger." Many people said the couple should try and keep the Monopoly board as their floor, and the son-in-law admitted he was trying to convince them. One said, "I hope they keep it." The son-in-law said trying to convince them to cover it in an epoxy and do the rest of the floor around it how they originally wanted. So that'd be cool if they could sort of lock that in. It's a little dirty, a little dingy, but if they could put epoxy on there and make it look good, that'd be kind of a cool little feature of the house.
No, absolutely. Especially if you really love the game. That's not a bad thing. That's crazy that they used to do that for a room floor. I mean, it's a great idea for like a kid's room or like a game room, something like that. That's pretty dang cool.
You know, it'd be fun is like a giant chutes and ladders for kids because they
there you go
up the chutes or no. Down the chutes and up the
Go
ladder.
down the chutes, up the ladder, right?
And then I know that Jessie would absolutely hate this because Monopoly is one of her main sources of frustration when it comes to board games. She hates how competitive it gets.
Yeah, it really does. And it takes forever. God, that game takes forever.
Yeah.
But that's the last like board game per se that I can remember playing. I mean, Clue is pretty good.
Clue's a fun one.
I didn't think about Clue, so I'd probably have to say Clue is my favorite. But Monopoly is just the first thing that came to my mind because I'm more like you. I'm more of a cards player. Whether it's Cards Against Humanity, Uno, in the veins of those types of things. It's typically what I would play first.
Yeah, for me, if it was a board game, my favorite, and again, just like this, it takes days sometimes to complete, is Risk. Risk is fun when you're taking...
Risk is good. Then I just thought Battleship is pretty good, too.
You sunk my Battleship tone.
Yeah, see, now the creative juices are starting to flow.
There you go. Well, speaking of creative juices, we've got a wonderful show lined up for you today. Let's talk about today's show, shall we?
The third day, all right? Monday, 1 day. Tuesday, 2 day. Wednesday, when? Huh? What day? Thursday. The third day, okay?
It is Thursday, the third day, and as we do on Thursdays, we explore America's penis and the strange things that happen down there.
Ooh.
Yes, Florida, man. We've got a segment called Weird Sex Myths. Our call-in topic today is open already. What business do you wish was already open because you've just been craving going there? Could be a food, I almost said food eatery. I mean, restaurant, could be retail business, anything along those lines.
Eatery.
We have a segment called Simpson's Predictions. We round out the day with This Day in History, and Tony is up next with the entertainment news. Folks, do not go anywhere. We will be right back.
Behold my precious. Ooh, let me tell you something right here. It's the Loot Crate subscription box, full of exclusive loot, fun surprises delivered to your door every month.
Just pick up your favorite geeky genre, Daddy.
From the original Loot Crate, the Loot Crate DX collectible boxes, dude. Cowabunga!
To the Loot Gaming video game box.
Woohoo! Yee-hoo!
Wowzers! With crits starting as low as $11.99 per month, there's a box just about for all collectors.
To get your geek on, head over to phoenixmedia.us/Loot Crate and claim your exclusive offer. That's FENIX.us/Loot Crate. Great Scott! Snap into a Loot Crate, dig it?
I spend a lot of time in the backyard, and I'm the center of attention at summer barbecues. In '96, I made some of the tastiest s'mores. And in '09, it was me, your backyard fire pit, that accidentally started a wildfire when a summer breeze carried one of my embers into some dry brush.
Spark a change, not a wildfire. Visit SmokeyBear.com, brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Hope you enjoyed your meal. And I just want to say, he's lucky to have a brother like you.
Lucky? Caring for my brother is far from easy. But he's a part of me, like my arms and legs, so I'll be his. No time for tired. Nothing can disable this love. He needs me, but I'm the lucky one, even though I need help now and then.
If you're caring for a loved one, visit aarp.org/caregiving for care guides and community. Support for your strength. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
What if I told you that a tornado was going to happen tomorrow, right where you live? That it would touch down at exactly 3:17 p.m., and I told you the exact path it would take. You would, of course, prepare. You would talk with your loved ones, and you'd make a plan today. It's true, I can't tell you a tornado will strike tomorrow, but shouldn't you have a plan anyway? Go to ready.gov/communicate and make your emergency plan today. Don't wait. Communicate. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
This is Mario Andretti. You know me as a race car driver, but I'm also a Meals on Wheels volunteer. I've raced against the sport's biggest personalities, but I've never met more vibrant, amazing people than the seniors served by Meals on Wheels. You can make a difference by dropping off a hot meal and saying a quick hello. So, America, let's do lunch. Volunteer your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Fenix Media. Listen live and explore more great shows at phoenixmedia.us. Get everything you need for the Kristian Fenix Radio Show over at phoenixmedia.us or on Facebook at facebook.com/Fenix Media Radio. Now back to the show. And we are back, folks. This is the Kristian Fenix Radio Show. And we've got a little thing we talk about each show. It is the Fenix Line, our 24-hour day, 7-day-a-week voicemail line, giving you guys, the listeners and watchers, an opportunity to chime in on anything whatsoever. Maybe you have a giant Monopoly board painted in your room. We want to know about it. Give us a call at 855-FENIX-RADIO. That's 855-FENIX-RDO or 855-336-4973. All we ask is that you keep it entertaining. We'll compile those together, put them out in a future show. Now it is the second segment of this show, and that means Tony is here with the entertainment news.
Good morning, everybody. It is April 15th, the third day of the week, and here's your Filippo Fast Five. Toxic Avenger reboot has has signed on Jacob Tremblay from Good Boys he joins Peter Dinklage in the legendary reboot.
Interesting.
That should be a good one, maybe. Well, I guess we'll see. Hugh Jackman and Laura Dern to star in The Son, which is a follow-up to the Oscar-nominated The Father. I can't wait for the daughter and the mother. Got to make it a 4-part, man. You got to make it a 4-part.
What about the step?
Yeah, there's a spin-off one. We start to make it a multiverse of that. So, Warrior Season 3 on the way as it moves to HBO Max. Never saw Warrior. Is it good?
Good show,
yeah. It's way to HBO Max, man. Disney parks to allow gender-inclusive costumes, so you'll be able to start seeing your castmates have visible tattoos as a part of inclusivity policy. Yeah, that's definitely not offensive to me, man. Show them tattoos. Go on with your bad self. And Aaron Rodgers is winding down in his Jeopardy run, and he's raised a lot of money in the process. Jeopardy recently announced $117,725 has been raised for the North Valley Community Foundation in the first week of Rodgers' run as host. The NVCH then revealed another $49,500 was raised in the first 2 days this week. So Good on Aaron Rodgers. He's actually been the most positive and popular guest host since Jeopardy started doing this. So
now, did you see the final Jeopardy answer that the guy wrote down that said, why did you kick the field goal in the NFC Championship?
Yeah, I saw that one. They like that he bet $0 on it.
Yeah,
because he was like, I ain't gonna lose, so whatever. So good stuff, and he took it like a champ. He took it in good humor. So he's a good sport. So, but
you
that's
that.
Absolutely. You have to be that way. And that was your Filippo Fast Five. We roll into the entertainment portion now. And Disney has quickly become the go-to hub for all things Star Wars, as the streaming service seems to contain just about everything from the saga films and spin-offs to various animated TV shows. Of course, the streamer is also developing original content, both live action and animated mediums, and the slate for the next few years is looking hefty. But over the course of the franchise history, not every project has seen the light of day, though rumors are now claiming that Disney Plus will finally release a long-shelved show. Recently surfaced rumors allege that Disney Plus is looking to release Star Wars Detours, a CGI animated show originally produced by Lucasfilm Animation. According to the Vulcan Reporter, the show will reportedly be released as a surprise on May the 4th. The site also claims that around 52 episodes and specials of the show are fully completed. Wow. Originally announced back in 2012, Star Wars Detours was created by George Lucas in collaboration with Robot Chicken creators Seth Green and Matthew Ian Senrick. The show was set to offer a comedic take on the events set between the prequel and the original trilogies. Clips were initially shown from the series, which boasted an incredible voice cast consisting of names like Joel McHale, Cree Summer, Seth MacFarlane, Gray DeLise, and Weird Al Yankovic. The show would also feature franchise vets like Anthony Daniels and Billy D. Williams, who would reprise their roles as C-3PO and Lando Calrissian, respectively. 2 seasons of the show reportedly exist, but following Disney's acquisition of Lucasfilm in 2012, the show was put on the back burner to allow the studio to pursue other animated projects. By 2015, cast member Felicia Day stated the series had officially been canceled, yet in 2018, Disney filed a new trademark for the show. It's possible the trademark could indicate Disney has been making plans for the show, aiming to drop it in what the company believes as the right moment. And with Disney Plus reaching into the vault to pull out other classic series like Star Wars Ewoks, Star Wars Clone Wars, it's possible that the streamer may indeed want to add detours to its lineup. So we will have to see if this ends up happening, but it would be a nice gift for fans on May the 4th, the same day Bad Batch drops. So what's your take, man? What do you think?
I think it's, I wasn't even familiar that this series existed. So I think that's a great idea. And then I think I even texted you about a week ago. I was flipping through Disney Plus and they have this thing that says Star Wars Vintage Collection. I was like, oh, what is that? I clicked into it and they've got the 2 Ewoks movies. They've got the 2D animated Clone Wars that came out before the, CGI one. I think it's great that they're dropping all of these things on there. It's about time. And I'm excited to see where they go with the new series that they come out with.
Yeah, I think it's going to be great. You got Bad Batch, and then to have detours. I remember reading about it a long time ago, but then I totally forgot all about it because that's what happens when the projects go in the toilet. You kind of forget about it. So
exactly. Yep.
So we'll see. Speaking of Disney Plus and shows that'll be coming, there is recently Disney showed off a new poster for Marvel's What If, and it introduced an all-new superhero team in the Guardians of the Multiverse. The series will tell alternate stories from the MCU with the Guardians of the Multiverse, with a new team that emerges in this changed world. Based on the newly released image, the Guardians of the Multiverse will be comprised of Peggy Carter, who has now become Captain Britain, Black Panther's Eric Killmonger, T'Challa is the new Star-Lord, Gamora, Black Widow, Doctor Strange, and what is an alternate version of Thor. Basically, it just shows them line up it just as like the Guardians of the Galaxy, and then the Watcher is like the main one. So should be interesting. I mean, it's not much newsworthy other than they released a poster. But if you're unfamiliar with What If, basically it's just stories that are told as what if this happened? Like, what if Peggy Carter got the powers from the super soldier serum and Steve Rogers remained as himself, but then he's given the Iron Man type suit designed by Tony Stark's father, Howard Stark. So a lot of interesting takes on there for sure.
Well, and what might be cool with that is, we know that each episode is going to sort of do this alternative storyline for each of these characters. I wonder if this will be sort of a culmination with the last episode where they all get together and become, these Guardians of the Multiverse.
Yeah, that'd be sweet. And then it says, obviously, the cast, Haley Atwell will return as Peggy Carter, Michael B. Jordan as Killmonger, Josh Brolin as Thanos, Hemsworth as Thor, Samuel L. Jackson as Nick Fury, and Chadwick Boseman's final time as T'Challa.
It'll be nice to hear his voice again. The fact that they recorded it before he passed away is a great way to sort of cap off his role as T'Challa.
Exactly. At least he gets to do it one more time. Back in the early 90s, you were a fan of American Gladiators, right?
Oh, yeah. That was so much fun.
It was a great show. Jacked up people on steroids in spandex, taking on regular average Joes, right?
Yeah, my favorite was I always wanted to do the course where you had the gladiator who was shooting the tennis balls, and they had to go from obstacle to obstacle, trying to fire like rocket launchers and different things to try and
rocket launcher. Yeah,
that would have been my favorite.
It would have been a fun game to bid on, just like Double Dare would have been fun. Well, fans of American Gladiators, it's not coming back, not quite in the way you'd think, but you might have to be a child of the 80s to even remember or appreciate American Gladiators. It was a TV competition-based show. It featured gladiators with names like Malibu and Lace facing off against regular folks in a series of outlandish physical challenges like tug of war, jousting, and more. Everything about it was big. The gladiators themselves had big hair, big muscles, big tans, big everything. Ain't lying. Yeah. It was fun, but only in the 80s kind of thing, with such much loved by kids when you were growing up. But they will be doing a story behind American Gladiators. ESPN's 30 for 30 is going to do a documentary. So you should be on the lookout for that. I thought there'd be more to the story. I just think it's going to be fun. Definitely something worth checking out, just how it was behind the scenes and what led to the show. I think it'd be a fan for people like us that grew up loving it. So,
yeah. And I know they tried to reboot it in the early 2000s. It didn't quite work out as well, but seeing the behind the scenes and reliving that nostalgia of the 80s will be a lot of fun. And 30 for 30 does an excellent job with their documentaries.
They really do. You know why it didn't do good is because it had Hulk Hogan as the host. That was a bad move. So you kind of stick yourself in nostalgic land, and Hogan, he's just over the top anyways. I mean, if you would have had The Rock, which they did something similar, they did the Titan games, which it was close. But I mean, if you would have had somebody like that do it, you probably would have done better than having Hulk Hogan do it. So
fair enough.
But I digress. And that was it for your entertainment news. We have about 30 seconds to dance on into today's birthday, shall we? It's my birthday! Oh, yeah! Some well-known names today. This person rose to fame while playing Hermione Granger in Harry Potter film series. I always screwed her name up and called her Hermione. I don't know why. She earned praise for her leading role in the 2012 film Being The Perks of Being a Wallflower. And she also stars as Belle in the 2017 Beauty and the Beast. That's Emma Watson is 30. Can you believe she's 30? Comedy actor known for his roles in such films as Knocked Up, Neighbors, The 40-Year-Old Virgin, the Canadian comedy. He also won the Canadian Comedy Award for Best Writing for the film Superbad, which he also acted alongside Jonah Hill and Bill Hader. Seth Rogen is 38. English actress, words are hard for me today, gained attention as Arya Stark on HBO's Game of Thrones. Maisie Williams is 23. She also played Wolfsbane in New Mutants.
Yep.
Actor known for playing Biff Tannen in the popular Back to the Future film trilogy, Thomas F. Wilson is 61, and lead vocalist for the band Bad Wolves, who just recently left. He also filled in for Five Finger Death Punch. Tommy Vext is 38. And let's see, we'll roll before I say that's it for your birthdays. Why don't I say this for the birthday boy?
You make like a tree and get out of here.
Happy birthday.
Very fitting. Well, folks, that does it for the entertainment news. When we come back, we're headed into one of my favorite segments of the week. Yes, we're talking Florida Man. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back after these messages.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Okay, what are you wearing right now?
Nothing.
That's right. So mommy's going to teach you how to dress yourself. Underwear always comes first, name tag at the back, then pants, then shirt. Get the first button in the right hole or you have to start all over. Socks going first, then shoes right on right, left on left. With shoelaces, just take the ends, cross them over, switch the loops, the rabbit goes down the hole, pull tight, and you're left with bunny ears. Got it? Why are your pants on your head?
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush their teeth is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain. Visit 2min2x.org to find out more. A message from the Partnership for Healthy Mouths, Healthy Lives, and the Ad Council.
This message is for all of you sitting in the passenger seat. And apologies if it gets a little uncomfortable, but how does it feel to be at the mercy of someone who thinks a random text is more important than your life? Someone who takes their eyes off the road while speeding along in a 3-ton hunk of steel. Freaky, right? Well, why not just ask them to stop? Or better yet, volunteer to text for them. It might be a little awkward, but believe me, you'll live.
Learn more at stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
We are live outside the home of Joe and Rosie Goddard, where a pretty big tickle fight broke out just minutes ago. Sources say their father instigated the laughter. Let's go inside for a comment. Apparently, they have no comment. Dads, let this be a reminder that it only takes a moment to make a moment. Call 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
How's it going? I'm having a stroke. Are you going to shake my hand? I'm having a stroke. Wow, you're not even moving your arm. I'm having a stroke.
When someone is having a stroke, they may not be able to say it with words, but their body language will tell you loud and clear. Look for FAST. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911 immediately. Know the sudden signs. Spot a stroke fast. Visit strokeassociation.org. Brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
Hello, Kubo. What have you got planned for today?
Come on, this way.
Adventure can be found anywhere, but the best place to start is in the forest.
It's the most powerful magic there is.
Head outside to discover incredible animals.
Wow.
And beautiful plants that come together to create an unforgettable adventure. So grab your loved ones and explore a world of possibilities. Visit discovertheforest.org to find the closest forest or park to you. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the U.S. Forest Service.
My teacher said that we should have a plan in case of an emergency. Do we have one?
First thing I'm going to do is grab a flashlight with dead batteries.
I'm going to start randomly throwing clothes in the bag. You two will be hiding in the closet and Dad won't be able to find you.
And that's when we both start crying.
Uncontrollably. Can you pass the cutlets?
Winging it is not an emergency plan. Make sure your kids know what to do during an emergency, who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Search Ready Kids at nyc.gov or call 311. Brought to you by the New York City Office of Emergency Management and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Fenix Media. Listen live and explore more great shows at phoenixmedia.us. Get everything you need for the Kristian Fenix Radio Show over at phoenixmedia.us or on Facebook at facebook.com/Fenix Media Radio. Now back to the show. Indeed. This is the Kristian Fenix Radio Show, and we are all over social media with many of you watching us as we speak on Facebook Live or YouTube Live. Now, if you want to get a hold of me on social, I'm available at facebook.com/Kristian Fenix Radio. That's Kristian with a K, Fenix with an F, radio, of course, with an R, or on Instagram and Twitter at Fenix Media Radio. Tony's available at facebook.com/Tony.Sanfilippo. That's SANFILIPPO.94, or on Instagram at Tony.Sanfilippo81. Now it is Thursday, and as we do on Thursdays, we explore America's penis and the strange things that happen down there. Yes, we're talking my favorite segment of the week, Florida Man.
Oh, good for you.
Florida man, he's a crazy son of a can. Or something like that. Let's go to Indy Atlantic, Florida, where a Florida man was arrested after he allegedly told employees and customers at several businesses in India, Atlantic, Florida, that his turtle army will destroy them and they will all see what would happen in an hour. According to the arrest affidavit, 61-year-old Thomas Devaney Lane visited several businesses around Fifth Avenue before making his way to the Indy Atlantic Police Department, where he began yelling at a dispatcher while pounding the walls and glass. Lane left the police department, and police later caught up with him in the parking lot of a 7-Eleven convenience store. Lane called 911 and told the operator that the responding officer needed to leave now, or you will be all sorry you effed with the saint. The Florida man was booked into the Brevard County Jail and charged with disorderly conduct, resisting an officer without violence, and misuse of the 911 system. What Ninja Turtle army was this dude going to have? Is he Master Splinter or what?
Right?
Has the planet gone mad?
Apparently with that guy, yes. But let's go to Jacksonville to find our next fruitcake. A Florida man is charged with impersonating a doctor and allegedly injecting Botox while drinking last month. Jacksonville Sheriff's Office said Nelson Turin, 47, hosted a Botox and Bubbles event at a local business. Investigators said he described himself as an oral surgeon on social media. According to Fox 30, Turin was allegedly drinking 4 Locos when he operated on his unsuspecting victims. The news station reported that he charged $350 to inject lips, chins, and cheeks, and that he allegedly tricked the staff at a local spa into thinking he was a licensed doctor. The sheriff tweeted that Turin is charged with several crimes, including practicing medicine without a valid medical license, possessing of legend drugs without prescription. Legend drugs are prescription drugs approved by the U.S. FDA. According to local authorities, Turin was released on bond. A new court date has not been signed. This just goes to show, too, we said it yesterday. If it's too good to be true, it probably is. And if you're into Botox and you're thinking you're getting a smoking deal for $350, you probably don't want to go there. And it just seems like there's more idiots in that story than just the Florida man. What spa just goes, okay, you can come do that at our spa? Like, dumb.
Well, and that's the thing. If you're a spa and you're hiring somebody to do a medical procedure, maybe do a few reference checks, a little background, just to make sure you know who you're hiring.
Exactly. Well, this one's fun because the video is playing for me as I read the story. This should be a good time. We're going to Alachua County in Florida, where a reckless driver on probation for DUI and fleeing and eluding Alachua County deputies on a wild chase throughout McCanopy on Thursday. Dashcam video shows deputies chase Matthew Richardson, 33, through parking lots, side roads, and eventually into another county while finally trapping him down. The chase required multiple patrol cars and took multiple PIT maneuver attempts before deputies could demobilize Richardson's vehicle. At one point, Richardson slows down on the highway, giving chase to giving the middle finger, which I'm watching now as I read that. He's slowing down, taunting them with the middle finger. Richardson was transported to Alachua County Jail on multiple charges, including fleeing and eluding aggravated assault on deputy driving with a suspended license and reckless driving, a violation of probation. That was a hard one to read. And yes, Friday, I know my light's a little off. I haven't got a chance to play with it. The lighting is weird in my house right now because it's dark outside, and all I have is the bright lights. So I have working for me.
It's just
I digress. I get distracted. I get distracted sometimes, but acknowledging it. So now the next one we're going to doesn't say where this one is. We're going to say Orlando because everything around it says Orlando news. So a man high on flakka attacked an officer proclaiming himself to be God. Then he continued, oh God, and he's running around naked. There's a dash cam video. He proclaimed himself to be God, and he had sexual relations with a tree. Kenneth Crowder, 41, is seen run naked through Brevard County community. He was stopped by Melbourne police officer and charged with resisting arrest with violence. The officer used a taser, but Crowder, who pulled the electric probes from his body, then punched the officer and tried to stab the cop with his badge. According to the report, the officer then punched the suspect, who said he was Thor. So first he was God, now he's Thor.
He's the God.
And then he went to go have sex with a tree.
Isn't that weird?
It's insanely weird. Oh man, this one is. Is that one not going to load? Oh, thank you. This one had a good headline, but it wants me to put in my email to read, so I'm gonna have to skip that one. But the car is Ferrari and it goes fast. Okay. It looked good, but we'll just move on to Gulfport, Florida, where authorities in Florida say a 71-year-old man filled a squirt gun with urine and sprayed a woman who was walking her dog. Gulfport police say in the arrest report that Joel William Benjamin approached the woman on Sunday and squirted her several times with urine. The report says Benjamin told officers he would do it again, but it was unclear what motivated the attack. He faces a misdemeanor battery charge and left jail after posting a $500 bond. A lawyer for Benjamin wasn't listed on jail and Gulfport is near St. Petersburg on the Florida Gulf Coast. Okay, that's good. Let's go walk our dogs.
For real.
I'm just gonna go spray some urine on you. No big deal.
Right? What are people thinking?
Yeah, why?
Florida, so.
Yeah, why would do that? Jeez Louise. This one is a fun one, maybe. Irving Edward Howard, 71 of Fort Myers, also known as Baby Cakes, was arrested by the Fort Myers Police Department on Thursday. He was charged with 4 counts of lewd and lascivious behavior toward a... Ooh, that one just went dark. I clicked it because his name was Baby Cakes. Yeah, we're not going to read that one. That one is that one's not a fun story. That one is a rather legit disturbing story. So we're just going to move that one. That was not pre-read. So we're just going to type in Florida Man April. Let's click on a few funny ones here because I went through all my stories. So let's see. Okay, sorry. This is normally I don't ever catch up to all my articles at this point. So let's just there's a lot of scary ones like Florida man arrested after beheading his cat. Yeah, see what I mean? There's some wild stuff in Florida. There's some dark turns.
We like the funny ones.
Yeah, I try to do the funny. Well, let's see. This one could be fun. There was a brawling Easter bunny in Orlando, Florida, where a man filmed a Florida brawl while dressed as an Easter bunny. It turned out to be a wanted fugitive accused of burglarizing a car. Antonio McDonald claims he was wearing the Easter bunny costume when he saw a fight between a man and a woman and got in the middle of it on Sunday. The guy was, I don't know, he was bullying her or whatnot. So then I saw him spit on her. And she starts hitting him and everything, McDonald told CBS affiliate. According to the local television station, he didn't know either the person he was going to tolerate or disrespect a woman. So he sprung into action as he kicked the other guy's butt, dressed as the Easter bunny. Something straight out of Mallrats, right?
Way to go, a-hole!
Something I would love to see on video.
There's just totally that. Let's see if we can get one Florida woman. We got 20 seconds. Let's see if I find one Florida woman. That one killed as dressed as Harry Potter. That's not good. See, I want funny stuff. Here we go. Maybe this one. This one's fun. Maybe we're about to find out. A woman in Seminole Heights, Florida has come up with a fun way to bring joy to her neighborhood. She wears a unicorn costume and walks through the streets waving and taking pictures with people. She's said to be thanked by many times. Oh, that's not a crazy woman story. Sorry for the end there in Florida. Yeah, it took us out on a positive note. I saw Florida woman. I was looking for crazy, but my God, there was some dark ones. There was murderers, childs, all kinds of creepy stuff at the end. So
yeah, probably better left out.
Yeah, that's why I had to on the fly try to find some stuff, and it wasn't much better. Florida in April, probably not a good time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, folks, that does it for Florida Man. We had some funny ones in there. Don't go anywhere.
There's a few.
Yeah, when we come back, we're going to have weird sex myths. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right
Earmuffs!
This is Mario Andretti. You know me as a race car driver, but I'm also a Meals on Wheels volunteer. I've raced against the sport's biggest personalities, but I've never met more vibrant, amazing people than the seniors served by Meals on Wheels. You can make a difference by dropping off a hot meal and saying a quick hello. So, America, let's do lunch. Volunteer your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
People been saying to your friend, get a different face, and posting on their feed, they're super ugly. The things they say to them online are cruel and they're not true. So tell your friend, I'll stand up for you. Don't worry, I know what to do.
Know someone being bullied online? You can be a witness and make a difference by letting the world know it isn't cool and by letting your friend know you care. Learn more at eyewitnessbullying.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Hope you enjoyed your meal. And I just want to say, he's lucky to have a brother like you.
Lucky. Caring for my brother is far from easy. But he's a part of me, like my arms and legs, so I'll be his. No time for tired. Nothing can disable this love. He needs me, but I'm the lucky one, even though I need help now and then.
If you're caring for a loved one, visit aarp.org/caregiving for care guides and community. Support for your strength. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Allison is perfect. I mean, she'd never tell you that. She's humble and perfect. She likes everyone. She even likes her untidy roommate's weird guinea pig. Allison, wait, are you texting and driving? Allison, no. That's the exact opposite of what I was just saying about you. Why, Allison? Why? Texting and driving makes good people look bad. Visit StopTextStopRex.org, brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
I'm Paul George of the Indiana Pacers. When I was 6, my days were spent playing basketball. When I was 6, my dream was to make it to the NBA. When I was 6, my mom had a stroke. So I want you to learn to spot a stroke fast. F-A-S-T. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911. I'm Paul George. Spot a stroke fast. Visit strokeassociation.org. Brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
My name is Lola Silvestri, and I'm going to be 95 this year. I was very independent. I fell, and I had to have Meals on Wheels. America, let's do lunch.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation. Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer for Meals on Wheels by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org. This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Fenix Media. Listen live and explore more great shows at phoenixmedia.us. Get everything you need for the Kristian Fenix Radio Show over at phoenixmedia.us or on Facebook at facebook.com/Fenix Media Radio. Now back to the show. And we are back, folks. This is the Kristian Fenix Radio Show. And for some odd reason, we've got Tony in full glory on the screen. There we go. That was really strange.
I wanted to take the whole screen, taking the show over.
Yeah, you are.
Taking it over. I was wondering too. I go, God, that's awfully big.
What's going on? And then we have reached the final segment, at least of the first hour of this episode of the Kristian Fenix Radio Show. But do not fret, there is still plenty ahead with our second hour, including our call-in topic today, which is what type of business do you wish was already open despite the pandemic? Now, if you missed a portion of the show or you want to go back and catch up on any of the previous shows, it's easy enough to do so. Head over to phoenixmedia.us, click on the show's link, scroll on down to the Kristian Fenix Radio Show. From there, you can get video, you can get audio as well, or head over to wherever you get podcasts. Apple, Google, Stitcher, Spotify, Anchor Breaker, TuneIn, iHeart, Amazon, about 20 in all. While you're there, be sure to subscribe. That way you always have the latest episode. Leave a review. Let us know what you think. And tell your friends, because sharing is caring. Now, speaking of sharing, we're going to be doing a little more sharing than we normally do and have to warn people in advance.
Viewer discretion is advised.
So this segment is Weird Sex Myths. These are things that maybe we grew up believing, something we were maybe told as a kid, and didn't find out till later that, maybe that's not true or that's not the way it works. Now, speaking of which, Tone, was there anything that you believed as a kid as related to sex that just turned out to be completely wrong?
I didn't know much about sex until I was like, I think 12 or something. So when I was a kid, I just thought boobs were cool and I enjoyed the heck out of boobs.
Well, we know that you found the Hustler magazine at the park with your cousin or uncle. And
no, I found that I found a porno mag at that park in Sparks with some friends, and there was the white stuff coming out, and I was like, why is the pee white? I didn't understand. I didn't go ask my parents what that was, So later on I found out what that was, but but as a kid finding that magazine, I go, wow, look at the girl's boobs. I'm like, ooh, what's that down there? Ooh, why is that doing that? Yeah.
Well, and that's a perfect example of what we're talking about today.
I had no idea. As an adult, of course, but back then, when you're in 4th grade and you see that, you have no idea what the hell that is. Why's the pee white?
Well, with that being said, let's roll into the weird sex myths again. I want to let everybody know.
Viewer discretion is advised.
All right. This one from user Lost Smoking Snake says they thought sex was getting naked in bed and rolling around in the sheets.
All right.
It's I could see where they maybe thought that as a kid. There were things happening under those sheets, but just rolling around, that's not enough to do it for most people.
No. But if you want to call it that, more power to you.
Exactly. Rolling on with weird sex myths. This from Hermby Berm. Boy, that's a hard one to say.
Hermby Berm. Hi.
They said they thought that penises inflated like balloons. Don't ask how I learned that because I still don't know.
Okay.
Does
that makes
mean
sense. I was like, what? Like, first I thought, like, is he blowing into a condom? Like, condoms are balloons? But then I get you. It's a blowjob joke. I got you.
Exactly.
I understand that now. Yes.
Maybe not even a joke. Maybe that's what they legitimately thought happened. Let's keep rolling on, talking weird sex myths. This from Reckoneps says, thought that since I have only one sibling, my parents only did it 2 times. Oh, I bet their world was shattered when they found out that it was at least more than 2.
Right. You're like, oh, yeah, that's not how it works. You don't just have sex and you're like, oh, there's a baby. We wait, then we do it again. No, it's not how that works. Practice, right?
I was going to say, unless they're Irish Catholic and if they've got, 10 kids, then they probably only had sex 10 times because no prophylactics happening there.
Yeah, not happening.
Let's keep moving on, talking weird sex myths. This from Crazy Cracker 06 said, I thought kissing on the lips made babies, and apparently so did a lot of other people.
Hello, nurse!
Yeah, kissing isn't sex. Kissing isn't making babies, and thank goodness that's not the case because there'd be a lot more kids out there for sure.
Yeah, I was going to say, and if kissing was sex, woo, buddy. It's a lot of sex. A lot of sex in my life.
Let's keep going on. We're talking weird sex myths and want to remind everybody again.
Viewer discretion is advised.
Here's one that I've never heard, but kind of makes sense, at least in a little kid brain. From user Rosanese2 says they thought whichever parent tried harder would determine the gender of the baby.
All right.
So if they're trying to make a baby, whoever's doing more of the work, if it's the dad, it's going to be a boy. If it's the mom, it's going to be a girl.
Yeah. It doesn't matter, man. It's just, you don't really have a pick in that. It's just whatever develops, whatever little spermie makes it to the egg first, right?
Well, with the way science is going, soon you will be able to pick the gender of your child because
pretty much.
Yeah. Science is weird. Science is freaky. But let's keep rolling on, talking weird sex myths. This one from Funny Afro says they thought that sex lasts all night, like you go into bed and then it happens until sunrise. Yeah, maybe in the 20s.
Yeah, I was going to say, no, pretty much goes anywhere from 10 seconds to, could be 10 hours if you want. Sure.
If it's 10 seconds, it's either been a very long time or, you're just super excited, right?
Yeah. Well, I would go with the excited part, That would be bad. That's never happened to me. Not 10 seconds. So
Good.
Yeah. No.
Listening, ladies? All right. Let's keep rolling on. We're talking weird sex myths. This one from Evidence of Reason said that they thought masturbation was just playing with yourself. So I sort of just jumbled myself around with my hands. Didn't really work.
Hello, nurse!
Yes. When it comes to that, there is an outcome that happens from it, depending on how you do it.
Yeah, no, that's a good thing. It's not that, because you think about it, every little boy, or even through their young age, they're always playing with it.
Yeah.
You're fascinated with it as a boy. Like, I don't remember as a kid playing with it, but I'm sure I did. I think all boys do. But it's they're fascinated. You're just like, oh, it's my pee-pee.
Yeah.
You know? What do I do with that thing?
It's there. It's, it's not going anywhere. So,
nope.
Yeah.
I'm sure I did. I sure as hell liked to pee on everything as a kid.
We know that.
Little fire hose, baby.
Let's keep rolling on talking weird sex myths, and always, as a reminder,
viewer discretion is advised.
This one from Fishy Instinct YT says that they thought...
Fishy!
A nice little callback to yesterday. Don't know where they got this one from, but they thought sex was taking off your shirt and lying in bed with your significant other and flexing your muscles.
Oh, right.
I've never thought that. Ever. Like, never. I was like, oh, when I get older, I kind of take my shirt off.
To each his own, I guess.
My whole goal as a kid was like, one day I just want to see boobs. Just boobs.
Boobs. Let's keep rolling on talking weird sex myths. This from DH9690. Apparently they thought blowjob was literal, like they blow into it like a kazoo.
That was like an extended quagmire.
Yeah,
it was extra giggity. Hello, play the harmonica. Honk on my boo-boo.
Moving on, talking weird sex myths. This from Mini Gopher says, and I think we've all heard this, you will go blind by masturbating. Thanks for my wife for typing this.
Hello, nurse.
Yeah, all those myths, you'll go blind, you'll get hairy palms. All myths, not true.
Not true. If that was true, I think every person would be blind.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then finally here in weird sex myths, this from Door the Dude, and God, I hope this...
Door the Dude, he's got a sex tip for you. Door the Dude.
I'm so glad this isn't true, but apparently he thought that losing your virginity meant your penis falls off.
Oh my gosh. Could you imagine if humans were like the praying mantises, like you mate and then you're done? I'd never have sex.
Nope.
Ever.
Nope.
But I don't anyways.
That's the case. Well, folks, we are headed into our long break. Enjoy the news, grab some tea, take a potty break. And you know what? We will see you guys back here in about 7 minutes. Don't go anywhere.
7. Yeah.
You're listening to Fenix Media. Listen live and explore more great shows at phoenixmedia.us.
Hamilton was adopted from a rescue in 2008. He really likes to be around people. I get out my mat and I'm doing a downward dog and he's underneath. He's quite the pug about town. He gets invited to a lot of parties. He knows he's a pretty big deal. Look at this little face. How could you not love him?
Hamilton the Pug, Instagram star, and shelter pet. Amazing adoption stories start in shelters. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a pet near you. Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
You make sure his toys don't have any sharp edges. You taught her what to do when the smoke alarm goes off. You do so much to keep your child safe. But are you using the right car seat for your child? Car crashes are a leading killer of children ages 1 to 13. Protect your child's future at every stage of life. For information on the right seat for your child, visit safercar.gov/the right seat.
A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council. So you see, son, good manners are important. Should I go through it again?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
Exactly. Always say please, thank you, you're welcome, and excuse me. Sit up straight, hold doors open, don't speak with your mouth full, keep your elbows off the table. Share your things, play nice, and generally treat others the way you'd like to be treated. Got it?
Got it.
And stop picking your nose.
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush their teeth is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain. Visit 2min2x.org to find out more. A message from the Partnership for Healthy Mouths, Healthy Lives, and the Ad Council.
I'm a retired school psychologist, and helping people was my thing. After my stroke, when Meals on Wheels started, I was on the other end of the stick, so to speak. My name is Julius Gaines, creative writer, poet, photographer.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation. Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer for Meals on Wheels by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org. This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Fenix Media, the multiverse of pop culture entertainment. To explore our complete lineup of quality programs, head over to phoenixmedia.us or like our Facebook page at facebook.com/Fenix Media Radio.
On Feature Story News in London, I'm Chris Jones. India's recorded 200,000 cases of COVID-19 on Thursday, its highest tally ever. The second wave is already taking a toll on the country's healthcare system, with many having to wait for more than 24 hours to receive primary care. Ishan Garg tells us more from New Delhi.
Long queues of ambulances in front of hospitals in New Delhi is increasingly becoming a common sight. COVID-19 testing labs are overworked and hospitals are reporting a shortage of oxygen and potentially life-saving drugs such as remdesivir. For the second day, India reported more than 1,000 deaths in a 24-hour period. But experts believe the real death toll could be much higher. One of the biggest burial grounds in New Delhi says it could soon run out of space as dead bodies continue to pile on. The government is attributing the significant rise in infections to a new variant as well as precaution fatigue in the general public. Ishan Garg, New Delhi.
An ally of Russian opposition figure Alexei Navalny has been sentenced to a year of probation for trespassing. The charges relate to an incident where Lyubov Sobol visited the home of one of Navalny's alleged poisoners. Sobol says she only rang the doorbell and did not enter the home and claims the charges are political. Former UK Prime Minister David Cameron says he will respond positively to any requests for him to give evidence over his links to the failed financial firm Greensill Capital. While a lobbying watchdog cleared him of any wrongdoing, multiple reviews into how companies try to influence ministers have been launched. Laura Macon-Isherwood has more.
Conversations David Cameron had with government officials and cabinet ministers over financial support for the now collapsed firm Greensill Capital has led Whitehall to be awash with investigations. The former Prime Minister has said he will respond positively to any requests to give evidence on his actions when the terms of each probe is clear. But the Labour Party are calling for a public inquiry, saying when it comes to lobbying, Greensill is just the tip of the iceberg, and allowing the government to lead these reviews is like letting them mark their own homework. Laura Macon-Isherwood, London.
Taiwan's President Tsai Ing-wen said on Thursday that the Chinese military's activities have threatened regional peace and stability. Patrick Falk reports from Beijing.
On Thursday, President Tsai Ing-wen warned China's incursions into Taiwan's airspace and military drills in waters nearby threatened peace and stability. China accuses Taiwan of colluding with Washington to promote independence. Beijing considers the island part of China's sovereign territory. The US has banned by treaty to protect Taiwan in the event of an attack and stepped up its relationship with the territory. President Tsai also said Taiwan is looking forward to resuming trade talks with the US as soon as possible. Patrick Falk, Beijing.
From bureaus worldwide, this is FSN.
Keyboard Cat, Hamilton the Pug, and Toast Meets World. These are some of the internet's most beloved pets, and they all have one thing in common. Their stories started in a shelter. Start your story. Adopt a dog or cat today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a pet near you. Training that pet to play the keyboard, that's optional. Start a story. Adopt a shelter or rescue pet today. Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
Okay, what are you wearing right now?
Nothing.
That's right. So mommy's going to teach you how to dress yourself. Underwear always comes first, name tag at the back, then pants, then shirt. Get the first button in the right hole or you have to start all over. Socks going first, then shoes, right on right, left on left. With shoelaces, just take the ends, cross them over, switch the loops, the rabbit goes down the hole, pull tight, and you're left with bunny ears. Got it? Why are your pants on your head?
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush their teeth is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain. Visit 2min2x.org to find out more. A message from the Partnership for Healthy Mouths, Healthy Lives, and the Ad Council.
How's it going? I'm having a stroke. Are you going to shake my hand? I'm having a stroke.
Wow, you're not even moving your arm.
I'm having a stroke. When someone is having a stroke, they may not be able to say it with words, but their body language will tell you loud and clear. Look for FAST. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911 immediately. Know the sudden signs. Spot a stroke fast. Visit strokeassociation.org. Brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
The storks are bringing me a baby brother. We can do this together.
All right, let's go. Storks know how to keep kids safe. Do you?
Oh my gosh, you don't know.
I know.
You don't. Oh man, you laugh when you're uncomfortable.
No. Making sure your child is in the right car seat is one of the steps to safer travel.
I will rock this.
You will rock this. To know for sure that your child is in the right car seat for their age and size, visit safercar.gov/the right seat.
Cool. Very cool.
Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
The following is a production of Fenix Media. The views expressed do not necessarily represent those of the company or its advertisers and may contain language that's unsuitable for younger listeners.
Laugh it up, fuzzball.
I'm about to do to you what Limp Bizkit did to music in the late 90s.
Surely you can't be serious. I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
Here goes the last DJ.
Gentlemen, I wash my hands of this weirdness.
Welcome back, folks, to the second hour of this episode of the Kristian Fenix Radio Show. It is Thursday, April 15th. We are your daily dose of laughs and levity in a crazy, crazy world. Still joined by my co-host, Mr. Tony Sanfilippo. Tony, you ready for the fastest hour of the day?
Ready for the fastest hour, man. And I just got your text, so send in prayers and hopefully everything's okay with your fiance. Yikes.
Yeah, Jessie had to run to urgent care. She's having some sort of weird allergic reaction. So, hopefully they're able to fix her up, patch her up, send her on back, and without too much damage.
No good. Hopefully her face doesn't get all hitch.
Exactly.
Yeah, with that. Whoa, no.
Well, folks, this is the interactive portion of the show where we want to hear from you guys, the listeners and watchers, on our topic of the day, which is why we give it 24 hours in advance and ask you to call the Fenix Line at 855-Fenix Radio. Of course, you can chime in live on our Facebook page over at facebook.com/Kristian Fenix Radio. Again, that's Kristian with a K, Fenix with an F, radio, of course, with an R. Just click into the live video there and comment with your pick at that part. Or you can join us in the next segment on the Stereo app at stereo.com/Fenix Media to chat live with us. And we always do the Stereo Roulette. And just like life, it's like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. The topic today is open already, which, we are, a little over a year into this pandemic now. We know that at least here in Nevada, the plan is to open everything by June 1st. But, we are craving certain types of businesses, restaurants, things to do. And that's the question we're posing today. What type of business do you wish was open already despite the pandemic? So, Tony, I'm going to turn it over to you and see what your thought is on that.
Yeah, my thing is, they're all pretty much open here in Colorado. There's not too many things that are still shut down. I mean, things are just not normal yet. A good example is movie theaters. You and I talked about, how you said you got to see Nobody and Godzilla King of Monsters. Well, living in Fort Collins, we have 3 movie theaters, one being an AMC. That's not open, and plus it's a piece of junk anyways. The second being the other 2 being a Cinemark. We have a really good one, as my uncle calls it, the Gucci Theater. And then we have the other one that's pretty good. I mean, it's definitely not a junk theater. It's just the Gucci one's better. Well, the problem is the one Cinemark closest to my house is not open. So you're down to 1 theater. You have just the Gucci one. And the problem is there's 2 showings a day. a 4 p.m. and a 7 p.m. It's hard to, you have during the day, I have time to go see a movie. Typically towards the evening, I don't really have as much time. So getting to the movie is a little tougher. So what I'd like to see is it go back to normal hours. Like I'd love to catch that 10 a.m. or 11 a.m. flick or a noon matinee. There's just no matinees or anything. And I'm okay that there's not a lot of movie options to go see. I would just prefer the time. So if that's the one thing locally I'd like to see get going, great, because we have dine-in, we have all that stuff. It's still the capacity's been uplifted, so a lot of that has gone back to pretty much normal. I still find it hard to believe, not to go on a rant, but that COVID doesn't live right here, but it lives right here. So the minute I stand up, you're in the COVID zone. But when you sit down, you and I can bullshit and we can talk and all that, no problem. I don't buy into that garbage. Like that's kind of horse shit to me. That makes no sense, but that's just my personal opinion. I obviously know it's real, but it's so weird that it just doesn't exist when you sit down. Stupid.
And like you, with the movie theaters, I like to go to those earlier showings, mostly because I like to be able to pick my seat early on. I'm one of those people, dead center of the theater. I don't like somebody sitting right next to me. And, the fewer people in the theater, the better for me, unless it's
That's Sonic. He's a hedgehog. He's from Sega.
Unless it's a comedy or a horror where it's better to have more people in the theater. I like to just get lost in the movie and go from there. But as far as my pick goes, there's not much I do in my day-to-day life that, all of this really affects me. But it's when I go down to see my boys in Southern California. And last time I was down there was nothing to do. Everything was absolutely closed. No movies, no theme parks, no... we even tried, what are they called? Like the puzzle rooms. And axe throwing and mini golf, go-karts, none of it. All of it was closed. And so, having some attractions come back, having things to do, especially with a family, I think is probably the biggest thing that I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, as you should. I mean, you get your boys for 2 to 3 days, and you want to make a lot. You want to do a lot with them, and you want to entertain them and have fun. You don't want to just sit in a hotel room and be like, "It's good to see you, boys. What's new?" Yeah. You want to go bond and go do things, and and at least the last time you were out there, the restaurant part was open, right? Like a little more than it had been.
They finally opened it to, I think, 25% capacity, which even then, you're waiting forever because there's just so many people down there that, we tried getting dinner at Chili's at 4:00 in the afternoon, and we still had to wait an hour and a half to be seated.
Yeah, for Chili's is ridiculous. Yeah, I like Chili's, but normally you could just walk right in and you're good to go. Yeah, I'm looking forward to all that, not calling ahead. Like Nevada had that for a while. You had to be on a reservation list to go any of them. You had to call and set up your time to go, which luckily in Colorado, you didn't have to do that. You were just you either got to eat there or you didn't. So.
Exactly. Well, folks, that's what we're looking for. We want to hear from you guys after the break on what type of business do you wish was open despite the pandemic. So when we come back, it is all about you. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Behold my precious. Ooh, let me tell you something right here. It's the Loot Crate subscription box, full of exclusive loot, fun surprises delivered to your door every month.
Just pick up your favorite geeky genre, Daddy.
From the original Loot Crate, the Loot Crate DX collectible boxes, dude! Cowabunga! To the Loot Gaming video game box. Woohoo! Yee-hoo! Wowzers! With crits starting as low as $11.99 per month, there's a box just about for all collectors.
To get your geek on, head over to phoenixmedia.us/Loot Crate and claim your exclusive offer. That's FENIXmedia.us/Loot Crate. Great Scott!
Snap into a Loot Crate, dig it?
I spend a lot of time in the backyard, and I'm the center of attention at summer barbecues. In '96, I made some of the tastiest s'mores. And in '09, it was me, your backyard fire pit, that accidentally started a wildfire when a summer breeze carried one of my embers into some dry brush.
Spark a change, not a wildfire. Visit SmokeyBear.com, brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Hope you enjoyed your meal. And I just want to say, he's lucky to have a brother like you.
Lucky? Caring for my brother is far from easy. But he's a part of me, like my arms and legs, so I'll be his. No time for tired. Nothing can disable this love. He needs me, but I'm the lucky one, even though I need help now and then.
If you're caring for a loved one, visit aarp.org/caregiving for care guides and community. Support for your strength. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
What if I told you that a tornado was going to happen tomorrow, right where you live? That it would touch down at exactly 3:17 p.m., and I told you the exact path it would take. You would, of course, prepare. You would talk with your loved ones, and you'd make a plan today. It's true, I can't tell you a tornado will strike tomorrow, but shouldn't you have a plan anyway? Go to ready.gov/communicate and make your emergency plan today. Don't wait. Communicate. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
This is Mario Andretti. You know me as a race car driver, but I'm also a Meals on Wheels volunteer. I've raced against the sport's biggest personalities, but I've never met more vibrant, amazing people than the seniors served by Meals on Wheels. You can make a difference by dropping off a hot meal and saying a quick hello. So, America, let's do lunch. Volunteer your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Fenix Media. Listen live and explore more great shows at phoenixmedia.us. Get everything you need for the Kristian Fenix Radio Show over at phoenixmedia.us or on Facebook at facebook.com/Fenix Media Radio. Now back to the show. And we are back, folks. This is the Kristian Fenix Radio Show. And we are smack dab in the middle of the interactive portion of the show where we want to hear from you guys, the listeners and watchers, on our topic of the day. Now, in order to do so, head over to facebook.com/Kristian Fenix Radio. Click into the live video there and comment with your pick. Or you can join us on the Stereo app at stereo.com/Fenix Media. And, we were talking about the topic of the day being businesses you wish were open despite the pandemic. Tony mentioned movie theaters, at least more availability there. For me, it was more things to do, attractions, things with the family. And so that's a little bit about what we're talking about. Tony, I assume you reached out to our usual Phoenix fans to get their input. What did they have to say?
I did. I'm so sorry. I burnt the living ever crap out of my lips on my teeth.
Oh no.
Yeah, so I put it in a new container I got for Christmas. I got one of the warm mugs, and I was like, "Oh, that'll be fancy. I'll put a big thing of tea in there." Haha. Holy crap, the thing was hot. So burnt the crap. But we're not here to talk about my lips. We're here to talk about you guys. So Jamie Anna, she chimed in and she said, for the call-in topic today, music venues. I just want to go back. I want it to go back to normal where you can move around in the crowd and dance. Concerts. Yes, flipping yes. Dude, I would want to go to a concert so bad that tonight here in Fort Collins, I can't go because I close, but Adelita's Way, not overly big on them, but they're playing downtown Fort Collins. I would go. If I was off, I don't give a crap. I'd go see Adelita's Way. I don't even give a crap. Just to say I'd go. They're playing at the Aggie downtown. But I agree with you, Jamie. It'd be nice to have that. Holy cow. Burned that. Lacey and Mike, they both shared the same. They wish Disney was a little more back to normal. I agree. Theme parks, when I went and did Universal back in February, kind of weird how they did it. I mean, again, it's the matter of opinion. I'm not shooting on anyone's thoughts and process on the whole thing, but if you're outdoors, do we really need to wear a mask? I mean, in Florida, it's already warm. You got the mask on the outside. I mean, literally, you are outside, like between you and the sky. Like, come on, man.
And you're social distancing. I mean, when you're 6 feet away, so you're doing everything you're supposed to be doing. Why the need for the mask?
Yeah. Not sure how the Disney World experience is going to go with the masks. I think we do got to wear them, except if you're taking selfies or pictures, then you can take them off for a minute and then put them back on. The lines being the 6 feet and having to kind of coordinate and plan your day a little more, a little harder than the fun of being like, what ride's next? You want to go do Space Mountain? Yeah, I do. It's not how any of us are. We're just like, you want to do Space Mountain? Okay, it's cool.
That's how I am.
Yeah, so, it's going to be a lot of fun. But I agree with Mike and Lacey. It would be good. Mike said Jamie's was a good one. He got to experience going back to a rock show in Kearney. He saw Otherwise. He took his daughter, Bella, and he said it was just great to have shows. He's been able to see Otherwise and Howie of Ballyhoo in the last 2 to 3 weeks, 2 shows locally. So it's good that music's coming back, man. I can't wait. It's going to be so good to catch a concert. Last time I saw a show was just like you, Kristian, was Breaking Benjamin and Korn. That was the last show I saw last year. And, I'll take anything at this point. Hence Adelita's Way. If you're in Fort Collins, you want to go see, shameless plug for the band Adelita's Way. They're playing at the Aggie tonight. Don't know how much tickets are, but go check them out. It's a concert. So
nice. And along those lines, concert venues, comedy clubs. It would be awesome to have live comedy back where you can sit down, have a laugh, have a drink, and not worry about what's going to happen. And I know the comedians, especially, they've been doing these virtual ones, but without any feedback from an audience, it sort of falls flat. You have to have that audience experience.
You really do. That's when you're in the groove. If you got people laughing and stuff, you're on a tear, and that's what you feed off of. If you don't have a crowd to feed off, you have to do it virtually. Your jokes just might fall flat. It's like any live performance. You've got, I'm sure, for athletes and to perform in front of nobody, like they're happy to even just have 10 people in the crowd. Like, exactly. Screw it. 10 people's better than nothing. So
yeah. Yeah. Real quick, just on the music virtual concert side of things. If I'm not mistaken, I believe Seven Dust has a couple virtual shows where they're playing a couple of their albums in their entirety. I think in the next couple days or so.
Yeah, I think it's this weekend. Yeah, they're doing Home and Seasons in their entirety. Both great albums, by the way.
Yeah. If you're a Seven Dust fan, that's well worth checking out. I watched the last one. Yeah, I think it was $15, $16, $17, and it was a great concert performance that I got to enjoy from my home, even though I would have preferred being there.
Right. That's the only drawback is I love that they're doing this and people are buying it and supporting the artist. That's fantastic. But nothing beats a live show, especially a live Seven Dust show. I mean, so much energy and stuff. Like, I can't imagine like getting up and dancing around my living room and headbanging and going crazy. Probably just more like you're sitting back and you're like singing along. Yeah. But I just don't, there's just something about it. Just the live energy. Like I know you've seen it. Mike's seen it. Lacey's seen it. Like if you're at a live show, man, and they kick into a Pantera thing, I just go nuts. Like, I just let it rip, man.
Well, and along those lines, if I recall properly, you went and saw a Big Four concert at a movie theater, and people started moshing in the aisle.
It just wasn't the same. Yeah, I went with with Denny, Gino, and the Nameless One, and we went and saw that at an AMC theater, and it was weird. That was my first virtual experience with a concert. It was strange. Like, yeah, there was a crowd on screen. You had a few people in the theater, but you had people literally trying to mosh around like the bottom of the AMC theater. They're smoking pot, smoking cigarettes. And I'm just like, dude, those are like two things I could do without at a concert. I could do without the smelly ass BO people. They give metalheads a bad name because they're the stinky ones. You got the stinkies. Yep. You got the pot smoke, and I don't need any of that crap, man. I'm happy with all that and with all the sweat touching you. But man, the energy though just wasn't the same. And then the people going, "I love you, James. Shut up, he can't hear you."
My question was going to be, Tony, did you take your camera and film the?
No, it'd be the one time I didn't do that, man. My arms felt great. I didn't have to. I still just one day want a hat that has a camera built in so I could just wear it and it record everything. You know, so I don't have to hold shit. I could just watch and the eye could record everything in the sky. Might have to think of that idea. I have just stumbled upon something.
I think you might be onto something.
For the concert goers, the eye in the sky. Trademark, hashtag, patent it. All that stuff.
Just because you said nobody can
it doesn't make anything. No, you have to actually patent that stuff. And I wouldn't know the first thing to do, but it's a great idea though.
Now, Tone, was that everybody who chimed in?
That was everybody, yeah. I think it's radio time or stereo time.
So we are going to head into the stereo app with a couple minutes left in the segment. And just to remind everybody again, it is just like life. It's like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. And so, just get those earmuffs ready.
You were discretion advised.
Exactly. All right, let's roll in, see who we can grab. It is searching for somebody. Here we go. How are you doing? You're on the Kristian Fenix radio show. Maybe not.
I got a feeling.
Yeah, apparently
somebody's stalking me.
Hi, how are you doing today?
Bing, bing. That's all I got out of that one.
Yep.
Well, it sucks because you did it great. Hello. You didn't even say radio show.
I know. How are you doing today? You're on the Kristian Fenix radio show.
I'm very well, thank you. And yourself?
Doing well. So we are talking today. What type of business do you wish was open despite the pandemic?
That's quite a question, isn't it? I wouldn't say business. I'd say I'd lean more towards public services because that's what's required, isn't it? In order for society to in order for society. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I apologize. Hold 1 second. Don't go anywhere.
He's in Jurassic Park. Did you hear the T-Rex in the back?
I apologize. We do have to move on, but
that was the guy that does our radio. He does the news in between, like the 7-minute breaks.
Exactly.
That was him. And he was in Jurassic World.
I was going to say, I think
he was very well spoken.
He had to go tame Blue and dodge the Indominant.
It was a velociraptor that broke in that cat's house, man.
Yeah, that sounded just like it. But
I'm sorry, I broke cat. I know you don't want to shoot on them, but damn.
Well, you know what? Maybe that was his answer. Maybe he was hoping that Jurassic Park was open despite the pandemic. Well, folks, that does it for the interactive portion of the show. When we come back, we've got a segment called Simpson's Predictions. Don't go anywhere.
Simpsons did it.
We'll be right back.
Okay, what are you wearing right now?
Nothing.
That's right. So mommy's going to teach you how to dress yourself. Underwear always comes first, name tag at the back, then pants, then shirt. Get the first button in the right hole or you have to start all over. Socks going first, then shoes, right on right, left on left. With shoelaces, just take the ends, cross them over, switch the loops, the rabbit goes down the hole, pull tight, and you're left with bunny ears. Got it? Why are your pants on your head?
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush their teeth is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain. Visit 2min2x.org to find out more. A message from the Partnership for Healthy Mouths, Healthy Lives, and the Ad Council.
This message is for all of you sitting in the passenger seat. And apologies if it gets a little uncomfortable, but how does it feel to be at the mercy of someone who thinks a random text is more important than your life? Someone who takes their eyes off the road while speeding along in a 3-ton hunk of steel. Freaky, right? Well, why not just ask them to stop? Or better yet, volunteer to text for them. It might be a little awkward, but believe me, you'll live.
Learn more at StopTextStopWrecks.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
We are live outside the home of Joe and Rosie Goddard, where a pretty big tickle fight broke out just minutes ago. Sources say their father instigated the laughter. Let's go inside for a comment. Apparently, they have no comment. Dads, Let this be a reminder that it only takes a moment to make a moment. Call 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
How's it going?
I'm having a stroke.
Are you going to shake my hand?
I'm having a stroke.
Wow, you're not even moving your arm.
I'm having a stroke.
When someone is having a stroke, they may not be able to say it with words, but their body language will tell you loud and clear. Look for FAST. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911 immediately. Know the sudden signs. Spot a stroke fast. Visit strokeassociation.org. Brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
Hello, Kubo. What have you got planned for today?
Come on, this way.
Adventure can be found anywhere, but the best place to start is in the forest.
It's the most powerful magic there is.
Head outside to discover incredible animals.
Wow.
And beautiful plants that come together to create an unforgettable adventure. So grab your loved ones and explore a world of possibilities. Visit discovertheforest.org to find the closest forest or park to you. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the U.S. Forest Service.
My teacher said that we should have a plan in case of an emergency. Do we have one?
First thing I'm going to do is grab a flashlight with dead batteries.
I'm going to start randomly throwing clothes in the bag. You two will be hiding in the closet and Dad won't be able to find you.
And that's when we both start crying.
Uncontrollably. Can you pass the cutlets?
Winging it is not an emergency plan. Make sure your kids know what to do during an emergency, who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Search Ready Kids at nyc.gov or call 311. Brought to you by the New York City Office of Emergency Management and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Fenix Media. Listen live and explore more great shows at phoenixmedia.us. Get everything you need for the Kristian Fenix Radio Show over at phoenixmedia.us or on Facebook at facebook.com/Fenix Media Radio. Now back to the show. And we are back, folks. This is the Kristian Fenix Radio Show. And we talk about it a couple times each show. It is the Fenix Line, our 24-hour day, 7-day-a-week voicemail line, giving you guys the opportunity to chime in on anything whatsoever, including our call-in topic of the day, which we just finished up in this last segment. Now, if you want to leave a message, give us a call at 855-PHOENIX-RADIO. That's 855-336-4973 for the alphanumerically impaired. All we ask is that you keep it entertaining. We'll compile those together, put them out in a future show. Now, the call-in topic for tomorrow is, does it hold up? We're talking about movies that maybe you loved as a kid or early on. You went back and watched it, and it is just god-awful. You know, you maybe made it through half. You just can't do it anymore. That's what we want to hear about it is, does it hold up? So give us a call and we will cover that tomorrow. Now, in this segment, this is actually sort of a rehash of something that Tony brought up a couple days ago, talking about The Simpsons. Beloved cartoon series, longest running television show of all time, at least comedy and sitcom goes. And they have a propensity for predicting the future quite accurately, actually. So we're going to run down times that The Simpsons has accurately predicted the future. Are you ready for it, Tone?
I'm ready, bud.
All right.
Let's go to Springfield.
Eat my shorts.
All right. The first one. Well, they predicted the Donald Trump presidency, season 11, episode 17. Let's obviously start with the most widely circulated prediction. The second time The Simpsons took a peek into the future, Lisa has become president of the United States. In a cabinet meeting, she offhandedly mentions, "We inherited quite the budget crunch from President Trump." It initially was referenced to Trump attempting a run as a Reform Party candidate, but the words gained much more validity when Trump was elected president in 2016. The week after the election, the recurring chalkboard gag even read, "Being right sucks." And even going one step further with that was Donald Trump on the escalator going up, waving in the blue suit. I mean, that was almost a spot-on side-by-side comparison.
Yeah, it was creepy.
I'm in danger.
Yeah, we are in danger, Ralph.
Mendoza!
Let's keep moving on with Simpsons predictions.
Eat my shorts.
Well, Simpsons has correctly predicted Super Bowls. For instance, season 3, episode 14. The initial airing of the football-centric episode came only a few days after Super Bowl 26, where Lisa correctly predicted the Washington Redskins would win. The next year, the staff decided to dub in the names of that year's competing teams, and they were once again correct with the call of the Dallas Cowboys as the victors. The redubbings continued with moderate success over the next few years, finishing with another accurate prediction of the San Francisco 49ers over the San Diego Chargers in Super Bowl 29. Crazy.
Thank you. Come again.
That was not a poo, by the way. That was a terrible soundbite for that one.
Yeah, maybe that was the person who took over for Hank Azaria.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Moving on, talking Simpsons predictions.
Eat my shorts.
This one, again, sort of blew my mind when it happened. They predicted Disney buying 20th Century Fox, Season 10, Episode 5, an establishing shot at the end of the celebrity-heavy When You Dish Upon a Star show, shows the 20th Century Fox logo with a division of Walt Disney Company below it. Though they have been quick to poke fun at their parent company, the show certainly did not expect Fox to sell to the Walt Disney Company in July 2018, now bringing Homer, Simpson, and Mickey Mouse into the same house.
Text my phone. Text my phone.
Tony's having fun with those Simpson sound bites, but could you ever foresee that happening, Tone?
No, they made fun of it for so long, like that's never going to happen. But they had it on there for a long time. They even, if you go and ride the Simpsons ride at Universal, they poke fun at Disney a lot in that too.
That's
like
right.
They got the Mickey Mouse hat and all that stuff. So it's kind of weird, but.
Well, it'll be interesting to see how long that ride stays at Universal now that they're owned by Disney.
They're like, it's a corporate mouse or something like that. I was like, oh. So.
Well, let's keep.
Oh my God!
Let's keep rolling on with Simpsons predictions. They predicted smartwatches of all things in Season 6, Episode 19. Lisa's wedding was the show's first foray into the future, with several technology jokes in tow that ended up coming to fruition. For example, a botched wedding proposal from Lisa's boyfriend Hugh prompts him to call an audible by talking into his watch. In 2013, smartwatches with voice recognition first came out, saving relationships around the world. And we're both Apple Watch wearers and fans, and couldn't imagine life without it.
Ooh, fancy.
So I think Dick Tracy more accurately predicted.
Yeah, I was going to say that was a Dick Tracy thing and then a James Bond thing. So.
Exactly. All right, let's keep rolling on talking Simpsons predictions.
Eat my shorts.
They also predicted autocorrect, Season 6, Episode 8. This is one of the few cases when The Simpsons not only made a prediction, but actively contributed to events. A quick gag has bullied Dolph writing the memo, "Beat up Martin" on his Apple Newton. The text then translates to "Eat up Martha," a clear crack at the PDA's poor handwriting recognition. Sources allege that years later, when Apple was working on the iPhone keyboard, employees knew that was part they had to nail. They would even, quote, "eat up Martha" to each other to signal the feature's importance. It's art imitating life, imitating art. And, autocorrect is the bane of many of our existences and, might just be the feature of a Words Are Hard coming up.
Yeah, that's not a bad thing to do, but the autocorrect is
excellent.
Sometimes, not always.
Let's keep moving on. Simpsons predictions.
Eat my shorts.
Simpsons did it.
They predicted the Beatles sending belated fan mail, Season 2, Episode 18. In the second season, Marge Simpson reveals in high school she sent celebrity crush Ringo Starr a painting. After decades pass, Ringo finally sends back a response, fulfilling a vow to return all fan mail. The prediction seemed to pass between the living Beatles, as in 2013, two women from Essex received a reply from Sir Paul McCartney after sending him a mixtape 50 years earlier. Not a big news one, but they still predicted the future.
No, that one is
excellent
as well.
Moving on, Simpsons predictions.
Eat my shorts.
Again, here's another one that was big and newsworthy. Siegfried and Roy being attacked by a tiger. Season 5, episode 10. Mr. Burns decided to build a casino in Springfield with Vegas references abounding. One came from Gunter and Ernst, a clear Siegfried and Roy analog, whose act ends in tragedy when their white tiger, Anastasia, attacks them. Though this one is a bit more understandable given the dangers of working with wild animals, Roy Horn was also attacked 10 years after the episode aired, obviously ending their magic career. And then, they both ended up passing away within the last year, I want to say.
Yeah, they're both gone now.
Go! Moving on, Simpsons predictions.
Eat my shorts.
Here's one that, we're headed into the Olympic season here in a couple months. Well, they predicted the U.S. wins gold in curling, season 21, episode 12. In one of the show's many international trips, Homer and Marge get drafted into the U.S. curling team for the 2010 Winter Olympics. Despite the odds against them, they're able to sweep Sweden and win the gold medal. It took 8 years before this stone reached its target, as the recent 2018 Winter Olympics in Pyeongchang featured the same matchup and result. And I mean, even to who they were playing against and the winning gold, it's crazy how accurate they are.
That's nuts.
My eyes, the goggles do nothing.
Let's keep rolling on, talking Simpsons predictions.
Eat my shorts.
This one may be more of life imitating art, if she happened to have seen it, but they predicted Lady Gaga's Super Bowl performance in season 23, episode 22. Regarded as one of the worst episodes of the show thus far, Lisa Goes Gaga featured an eponymous pop star visiting Springfield and aiding Lisa's self-esteem issues. When Gaga performed at the Super Bowl halftime show in 2017, many noticed her wire-based, spark-laden stunt bore an uncanny resemblance to one of her many outfits during the episode.
I love my Homer face, yeah, that's what I said. Right where it should be on the front of my head. Double muzzle over, fight to us at Billy Bug. These are the components of my Homerific mug. Go, oh, go, oh. I shave it close, trim hairs from my nose. Go, oh.
I don't know how long that clip goes. That just happened to be on there. So fitting, since you mentioned it. There you go. Homer face.
Well, and finally, in Simpsons predictions,
eat my shorts.
Probably the one that got it all started was, their prediction of the three-eyed fish from season 2, episode 4. Blinky is the three-eyed fish that has been used by major news publications linked to commentary on nuclear waste and mutation. But those messages turned sentient in 2011 when fishermen caught a three-eyed wolffish in a reservoir that feeds near a nuclear plant in Argentina.
Oh, weird, man. Weird.
So strange. But you know what? The Simpsons, even though they've jumped the shark to me at this point, they will still always be known for their ability to predict the future. Folks, that does it for this segment. When we come back, we're heading into the final segment of the show. It is time for This Day in History. Don't go anywhere.
This is Mario Andretti. You know me as a race car driver, but I'm also a Meals on Wheels volunteer. I've raced against the sport's biggest personalities, but I've never met more vibrant, amazing people than the seniors served by Meals on Wheels. You can make a difference by dropping off a hot meal and saying a quick hello. So, America, let's do lunch. Volunteer your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
People been saying to your friend, get a different face, and posting on their feed, they're super ugly. The things they say to them online are cruel and they're not true. So tell your friend, I'll stand up for you. Don't worry, I know what to do.
Know someone being bullied online? You can be a witness and make a difference by letting the world know it isn't cool and by letting your friend know you care. Learn more at eyewitnessbullying.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Hope you enjoyed your meal. And I just want to say, he's lucky to have a brother like you.
Lucky? Caring for my brother is far from easy. But he's a part of me, like my arms and legs, so I'll be his. No time for tired. Nothing can disable this love. He needs me, but I'm the lucky one, even though I need help now and then.
If you're caring for a loved one, visit aarp.org/caregiving for care guides and community. Support for your strength. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Allison is perfect. I mean, she'd never tell you that. She's humble and perfect. She likes everyone. She even likes her untidy roommate's weird guinea pig. Allison, wait, are you texting and driving? Allison, no. That's the exact opposite of what I was just saying about you. Why, Allison? Why? Texting and driving makes good people look bad. Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org, brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
I'm Paul George of the Indiana Pacers. When I was 6, my days were spent playing basketball. When I was 6, my dream was to make it to the NBA. When I was 6, my mom had a stroke. So I want you to learn to spot a stroke fast. F-A-S-T. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911. I'm Paul George. Spot a stroke fast. Visit strokeassociation.org. Brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
My name is Lola Silvestri, and I'm going to be 95 this year. I was very independent. I fell, and I had to have Meals on Wheels. America, let's do lunch.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation. Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer for Meals on Wheels by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org. This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Fenix Media. Listen live and explore more great shows at phoenixmedia.us. Get everything you need for the Kristian Fenix Radio Show over at phoenixmedia.us or on Facebook at facebook.com/Fenix Media Radio. Now back to the show. Well, folks, we made it to the final segment of this episode of the Kristian Fenix Radio Show. But if you missed a portion of the show, you want to go back and catch up on any of the previous shows, it's easy enough to do so. Head over to phoenixmedia.us. Click on the show's link, scroll on down to the Kristian Fenix Radio Show. From there, you can get video, you can get audio as well, or head over to wherever you get podcasts. Apple, Google, Stitcher, Spotify, Anchor Breaker, TuneIn, iHeart, Doozer, Dozer, Geezer, Gozer.
Are you a god?
Yes. Yes.
Fitting, Mr. Homer.
There you
While
go.
you're there, be sure to subscribe. That way you always have the latest episode. Leave a review. Let us know what you think. And tell your friends, because why, Tony?
Sharing is caring.
Sharing is caring, which is why we do this segment at the end of each show. We like to drop a little knowledge on you, hopefully make you laugh at the same time. It is time for This Day in History.
Crossing the globe for the stories that turn the world on its head. It's This Day in History with your correspondent on the beat,
Kristian Fenix.
Thanks, Siri. Kicking off this day in 1493, Christopher Columbus meets with the Spanish monarchs Isabella I and Ferdinand II in Barcelona. Based on the rhyme, Columbus sailed the ocean blue in 1492, something along those lines. I would assume that this was after he made his quote-unquote discovery of America.
Yeah, and didn't we decide that he's the Quaker Oats guy?
It's funny when I was looking
It
at
looks just like it, or he looks like Captain Crunch without the mustache.
or tearing up the roof of your mouth.
Yeah, exactly. Always painful.
Moving on, this day in 1729, Johann Sebastian Bach's St. Matthew Passion premieres in Leipzig. And he could also be the Quaker Oats guy. But again, I'm so glad to see a classical piece that's not something symphony in B minor.
Yeah, because those were always tough. But at least, you know, if you said, hey, Johann Sebastian Bach's St. Matthew's Passion, then you'd be like, yeah, it's one of my favorites. Although, since it's classical musical, I couldn't tell you. If I heard it, I couldn't tell you that's what it was.
Yeah, mine's not St. Matthew's Passion. It's actually 18 in Life. But
yeah, I was thinking, or Youth Gone Wild, you know? Whoa!
Moving on, this day in 1755, well, yesterday, maybe it was 2 days ago, we talked about Webster's Dictionary. Well, Samuel Johnson's A Dictionary of the English Language is published in London. I don't see many Johnson's dictionaries running around, not as much as Webster's anyway.
No, I see more Webster's than Johnson's for sure.
You don't see many Johnsons?
I walked into that one. Once I said it, I knew what I said. I didn't think that one through.
Moving on, this day in 1861, a federal army, 75,000 volunteers, was mobilized by U.S. President Abraham Lincoln, obviously the U.S. Civil War. Speaking of Lincoln, this day in 1865, well, yesterday we mentioned how he was shot at the theater. Well, today, Abraham Lincoln dies 9 hours after he was shot attending the play Our American Cousin at Ford's Theater in Washington. So a couple of Abraham Lincoln stories there. Unfortunately, one is more tragic. Well, they're both pretty tragic.
Well, it's crazy they didn't put him in a hospital bed. That just looks like a bed. That's a creepy ass photo. It just is. It could be like for a death metal album cover.
Right. Or
it's just a bed and it's so rugged and old.
The Conjuring 3.
Yes. That's what it strikes me as.
My guess is they probably knew he was dying and figured he'd be more comfortable passing at home as opposed to, a hospital.
Yeah.
Let's keep rolling on. This day in 1874, the first Impressionist exhibition opens in Paris, features Claude Monet, Edgar Degas, Pierre-Auguste Renoir, Camille Pissarro, and Berthe Morisot. Hope I didn't butcher any of those, but...
Sounds like you did really well reading along with it. It seems good.
It's funny. Every time I hear Monet, it makes me think of the movie Clueless.
Yeah, Monet.
It's a Monet. It looks great from 20 yards back, but when you get up to it, it's all jacked up.
I was going to say it's a Battle of the Beers, the first Impressionist exhibition. Them dudes had some freaking Gandalf beards, bro.
Yeah, they did. Something for me to aspire to.
Absolutely.
Moving on, in 1892, the General Electric Company is formed by a merger of Thomas Edison's General Electric Company with Thomas Houston Electric Company, arranged by J.P. Morgan and incorporated in New York.
Isn't it crazy? Like you get things like JP Morgan still around, and GE Electric. It's crazy to think that all the way back in the 1800s, you had the banker JP Morgan, and then the inventor / I might have stole your idea, Thomas Edison. Why didn't he come up with the hat that records?
Right.
Just wondering, But you think about what an impact that truly was, because it's still around today.
Well, and the fact that these guys were so well connected that their businesses lived on through things like the Great Depression and crashes that we've seen cycle through the last 100 years.
Yeah, it's impressive, man. Very impressive.
Moving on, this day in 1912. Well, yesterday we mentioned that the Titanic hit the iceberg at 11 some odd at night. Well, it is today that the RMS Titanic sinks at 2:27 a.m. off of Newfoundland as the band plays on with the loss of between 1,490 people and 1,635 people. You think they'd have a little more accurate count?
Yeah, something in there. It's just nuts that happened. You think about something as big as the Titanic, it just massive for the time. And, unfortunately hit an iceberg. And I still don't understand why Rose couldn't share that damn door with Jack. Why do you have to sit in the water? It was big enough for both of them.
The Mythbusters proved it could have supported him. So
it could have done. Rose, you're so stupid, Rose. I just had to get that in one more time.
Rolling on, this day in 1927, Yankee slugger Babe Ruth hits the number one MLB record season of 60 home runs, tees off on A's Howard Emke in first inning of New York's 6-3 win over Philadelphia. I forgot the A's were
in Philly, yeah. And Howard Emke, at least he's notorious for something. I've never heard of him, but good tie. Dude, that home run record would last until Barry Bonds broke it.
Did it really? Wow.
Yeah. I believe so. No, wait, I lie. That's not true because I think...
I thought Hank Aaron.
No, it was... I should know my baseball history because the record was 62, I thought.
Okay.
Babe Ruth wasn't the home run. I want to say it was Roger Maris, but I don't 100% know. So
go ahead and look it up while we drop this next.
Yeah, we'll do that because I want to be somewhat well if I'm going to say something like that. But
So this day in 1947, Jackie Robinson becomes the first African-American to play in U.S. Major League Baseball, played for the Brooklyn Dodgers at that time, and another groundbreaking pioneer for what he brought to baseball.
Yeah, and you were right. It was Hank Aaron that had it.
I thought so.
Good job. Yeah, he beat Babe Ruth for the record. And then other guys got close, like Rodriguez, Pujols. They're all in there.
Pujols.
But yeah, Bonds passed Hank Aaron. It was Hank Aaron.
All right.
Good job.
Let's keep rolling on. This day in 1955. Ray Kroc opens the first McDonald's Incorporated fast food restaurant in Des Plaines, Iowa. Of course, after that, who knows what happened to that little McDonald's corporation.
Yeah, exactly. They went on to do something. I just don't know what. I got this idea. We're going to take a bun. We're going to put a thin-ass burger, then another bun on top of a thin-ass burger. Wait for it, on another bun. We're going to call it a Big Mac. And that Big Mac is going to be loaded with special sauce, sesame seeds. Let's add some veggies. It's going to be great.
It's almost like we were in the room with them.
Yeah.
Let's keep rolling on. This day in 1991, Magic Johnson sets the NBA record for career assists with 9,898. That's a lot of assists.
That is a ton of assists. Well done, Magic.
This day in 1992, Jay Leno's final appearance as permanent guest host of The Tonight Show. And then finally on this day in history, this day in 1992, same day, William Shatner, Leonard Nimoy, and DeForest Kelley are inducted into the National Association of Broadcasters Hall of Fame.
I'm going to give you the Spock.
Live long.
It's weird to see Leonard Nimoy like that with the hair.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
He kind of looks like you remember the Genesis music video from 84, Land of Confusion?
Yes.
It looks like Ronald Reagan's like, Superman, where are you now? And he's got like the little wavy hair. That's what that picture looks like to me.
Well, folks, before we head out for the day, let's run down some of today's holidays where we talk about the things that we like to celebrate. And there are a ton of them, so I'm going to go through these quick. It is National Anime Day. It is ASL Day, sign language. College Student Grief Awareness Day. Get to know your customers day. Income Tax Pay Day. Jackie Robinson Day. International Pizza Cake Day. Obviously. Ooh. McDonald's. National Ask an Atheist Day. It is Micro Volunteering Day. Whatever that means. It is National Dare Day.
Dare to keep off drugs with George Dare.
Yep. National Glazed Spiral Ham Day, National High Five Day, National Gripers Day, National Laundry Day, National Rubber Eraser Day, Support Teen Literature Day, National That Sucks Day, okay, Take a Wild Guess Day, Titanic Remembrance Day, and finally World Art Day. Boy, many things.
At least if we know if your day sucks, just know that sucks day.
Yeah. Just roll with it. Well, folks, that is it for today's episode. We will be back tomorrow
High five
on a Friday with good news, everyone, because we like to take everybody out on an up note. So enjoy your Thursday. Grab yourself some McDonald's and a pizza, and we will see you all tomorrow.
Peace.